Hello. Hello, hello. We're here finally. Sorry, it's been. I know technically I'm an hour early, but I also made you guys wait for like 20 minutes. Sorry about that. So today, we're playing Super Paper Mario. I decided that's gonna be like the main thing. But I woke up from a dream this morning. So I I keep a dream journal. And I wrote it down and I'm like, oh, you know what could be funny is if I go through all my weird freaking dreams from the past, at least past 3 years, because yeah, I kept it ever since I started college, just because like I get weird dreams, usually about school. Um, so so I figured I went through and I found some of the good ones, and figure we could try some of these out, just to kind of see what's up for today. Um, So it's weird. Sorry, I'm watching the dashboard and I'm watching myself. That's weird. Anyway, so um let's see. You know, sec. This one was good. Yeah, okay. So I guess we should start with today. So this is the night of August 8th, 2026. Let's see. Okay, so the part of the dreams last night that I remember, for some reason, Bunny Boo, actually, I think if you've been here before, and I were in one of my former teachers' jazz, maybe tap class in what looked like a church basement, because it was a really wide room and there were folding tables and chairs everywhere, which it just felt out like that kind of like rustic, like maybe like green colored carpet, that kind of feel. And our teacher had Bunny Boo and I do a short dance across the floor together, like a swingy thing, and we were honestly really good. Uh, but then when she was working with other students, we like scattered amongst like a whole group of people. Like there was just like this little group of people working. And I'm carrying all these books, and she's getting really upset that she can't like hear the tapping or whatever because I'm being really loud, like trying to handle this paper and stuff. Um, so eventually I put them down, and I see a group of people over by a table. They're freaking out because there's just like something scurrying underneath the tables, and so I get a paper bag, and one of my friends from middle school is there for some reason, and he helps me catch the thing in the bag. I'm holding the bag open while he like lifts the table up, and it looks like this blue bunny, like kind of like Stitch if he was a bunny rabbit, which is a little weird. And he runs into the bag, and I'm like trying to close him into the bag, like trying to hold the bag closed by the opening, and like it's just like I just can't. Like it looks like there's room under, especially on the sides and underneath it, but I'm holding the opening to the bag shut, and his little nose just keeps like poking through. I'm like trying to get him in there, because it was a weird thing. Um, so eventually he pops his whole head out, and like it doesn't look anything like the thing that ran in the bag. It's kind of got the blue fur, but um it has like these eyes that are really close together, really small, and they're black, but they have these pink irises. So they kind of look like bat eyes, but he has the snout of like, what was it? The snout of a dog, yeah, but and like these bat ears kind of that like stick up, which I could guess could also be kind of like a dog's ears. Um but that that was pretty much where it ended, but that was a weird one. It's cuz like I don't no part of it really was cohesive. And trust me, there's so many more. I don't know why I have so many weird dreams. Although, I don't know if you guys have odd dreams. I sure do. I would like to hear about your weirdest ones, because they're funny. Um, okay, so this next one was the night of September 6th, 2025. So Bunny Boo, who's actually in a lot of these dreams, and I are some other people we know. We're competing in this huge game of airsoft. This is the airsoft one. And the first thing I remember is we're in this like cave. Um I can't remember if it was like an actual cave or it was kind of like those laser tag like it meant to look like a cave things. Um oh, I guess well there's bugs crawling everywhere. And we had to make sure we didn't bump into another team of players, and we found this flashlight. So we're going through the cave, and man, sorry, this is kind of hard to read. I when I type these out, they're all like super um they're super like run on sentence just because I'm like just waking up and don't like I'm just trying to get all the ideas out. Um let's see, we traversed the cave and it slowly started turning into a grocery store. And there was like a metal hand trolley thing that I posted up on like Solid Snake and just assumed that she'd push me around on. Um so I have my gun ready, like my airsoft gun ready, and I'm crouching on this thing, and she's pushing me. And the next thing I vaguely remember was them calling like a timeout or something and turning the lights back on for a minute. And for some reason, the next thing I know, we're in a full blown grocery store and not the cave hybrid. And Bunny Boo must have been eliminated, which apparently means you were shot 2 times in airsoft, in Fortnite, in Minecraft. Because I was alone at that point, and I'm fighting, and I get hit once, but yeah, and one nerdy pineapple was in this one too. But I take out one nerdy pineapple, and I'm chasing down a friend from college until I finally pin him against the shelf of of chips and shoot him and kick him into the shelf, knocking him and it over. It was crazy and excessive. I wrote that down. Then one nerdy pineapple and I were waiting to be picked up at this lady's house, and his dad came for us. Um, yeah, that one was a long one. I remember that like vaguely. I remember kind of what it looked like. Um, yeah, that was fun. Um, let's see. Hold on. I wanna get to the wait. Which one was? Oh no. Let's see. Hmm. Okay, I'll just keep going. Um. So yeah, this next one is from the night of August 13th of 2025. I don't know if these are in order. Um. So basically, Bunny Boo was in our college's girls' club meeting or something, which there we don't have that. That doesn't exist. And as it's about to be over, one member opens the window to hail the chief playing over loudspeakers outside and like screaming and like panic and terror. Um, and I'm standing out in the hallway, and there's this like big screen with an announcer that says, "Oh, we're gonna tell you about what's going on, but we'll be right back after this commercial break." Um, and they start playing this like Corona slash it might have been Jose Cuervo commercial. I think this is back when I was working at my local liquor store, which is in the middle of a grocery store, which I've never heard of before. Um, but we sell. Yeah, it's weird. So it's like a grocery store, but then inside it's walled off. It has its own like, but not all the way to the ceiling. Like you could climb up the wall, I guess, if you had the means to climb. It was like not a short wall, but it also wasn't totally encapsulating the store, which is kind of interesting. Um, but so yeah, so I think a lot, I have a lot of liquor or beer related things in my dreams just because I worked there for so long. Um, and because if you know me, I don't drink. I don't drink very much at all. Um, so it's just kind of a theme that pops up in these dreams because I was thinking about like stocking beer and liquor. So um, sorry, side tangent there. So they're playing this Jose Cuervo or Corona commercial. I can't remember. So I went to the bathroom, but then it started telling me how to pee. Like there was some sort of thing in there telling me how to pee, and the bathroom was a complicated process and a mess altogether. Lol, it was a weird dream. That is what I wrote. Um, so this next one is from August 11th of 2025. See, I say I had a dream. I showed up an hour early to work, but all the store decorations were like Christmas mixed with Halloween. It was just kind of like batty and snowing at the same time. And I was really confused what month it was. I got to the liquor store and it was literally built exactly like a dance studio at school, and all the shelves were gone. So pretty much this, like I was talking about before, this walled off enclosed area, but none of the shelves were there. So it's just like a weird room in the middle of a grocery store.